We often get asked, can inheritance tax be avoided? Now, first of all, we're always a little bit sensitive in tax world about using the word avoided, because that kind of implies that you're doing something which might be within the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. But essentially, the answer is yes and no to a certain extent. The obvious way to avoid inheritance tax is not to die, but that's not really a viable option. But there are other ways that you can at least mitigate, if not completely avoid, the impact of inheritance tax. So there's things like, for example, you could give your entire estate away to charity rather than passing it on to your future generations. In that case, then there would be no inheritance tax to pay in that situation. You could look at a situation where, for the sake of argument, you sell all of your UK assets, move overseas, and as long as you live a certain amount of time overseas before you pass away, then you'll be outside the UK inheritance tax net there as well. But that's a very obviously dramatic way of doing things. And if you live overseas but still got UK assets, say for example a UK property, you might even still be in the UK inheritance tax net at that stage. So it's more often than not, you know, there is, when we have people who have significant inheritance tax liabilities, we quite often say we can reduce it, but it's actually difficult to get it down to zero. If you give everything that you own away and live for 7 years after doing that, you'll not pay an inheritance tax, but then you're not going to have particularly a great lifestyle because you haven't got any funds to actually fund your lifestyle. But also, you know, simply put, if you have everything that you've got, you spend it, and by the time that you actually pass away, all you've got is the clothes that they're going to bury you in, then you're not going to have any liability in respect of that, in respect of IHT from there as well. So, you know, yes, it can be avoided, but only by taking fairly extreme measures. But there are plenty of ways that we can help you to mitigate it and reduce the impact of inheritance tax on death.